All right, good afternoon everybody. Thanks for following along. This is the second video, second walk around of the LT4 engine. As you recall, the tail end of the last video, my next to do was to modify the crate that the engine was shipped in and turn it into an engine stand, giving me access to the areas that I need to mount things like the accessories and so forth. Really the transaxle plate and the front mounted accessories. So I made a number of modifications. First off, I added some wheels to the crate. So I got some inexpensive wheels from Home Depot. They're rated at 175 pounds each, so that should be enough. It does roll, although this is a heavy mother. So you got to put a little force to get this thing to move around the garage, but it's nice to be able to move it. So I cut all this area out. The engine used to rest right about here, so this whole wood area had to be cut away, so now I have room to put an alternator and an AC compressor in there. I stacked up a bunch of 2x4s, and I'm using the actual engine brackets, the engine mount brackets that attach to the engine block, and then I use that little piece of wood just to take up the gap, and it's nice. So now the engine is movable and it's accessible, and it'll be much easier to work on. Let's see, in order to do that, I had to lift the engine up. So I bought these engine straps. I bought them off of eBay. They're made in North Carolina, and they bolt, they have all the brackets, and with 10 millimeter bolts, they bolt right to the heads of the engine. So you put one on each corner of the head. This bolt was a little tough to get to, but I did. And I used a Harbor Freight 2-ton engine lift, and I will tell you, between the straps and the engine lift, I mean, it was a piece of cake. This lifted it up very smoothly, and actually when you drop it down, it'll drop it down a couple millimeters at a time, so you have very good control, and I was able to just place it back on the stand exactly where I wanted to. So the reason why I needed it precise, I need to mount this aluminum piece called the transaxle plate. And this is a custom billet piece by Superlite. And this is what allows you to mate a Graziano transaxle to a Chevy LT4 engine. So that's a custom made part. And I needed the engine to stick out a little bit past those wood blocks so I can mount the transaxle plate on. I haven't screwed it on yet, but it's just sitting on the alignment pins. You also see the custom Superlite flywheel. So that's a flywheel specifically made for the LT4 engine, and it adapts to a clutch, an Audi R8 clutch. So the combination of that transaxle plate and the custom flywheel allows you to connect the Chevy engine to, a mid-engine transaxle. So it's really a very cool setup. Okay, so that completes the walk around. The next task is I'm going to move over to the chassis. So you can see here, this is a front engine mount, and these are the rear engine mounts. So these rear engine mounts bolt up to that transaxle plate, and then the front engine mounts will bolt to the brackets that are attached to the engine. Now, I didn't give Superlite my engine, so they weren't able to build a custom front engine mount. So that is really the next task at hand. This is for a standard LS3 engine, and I'm going to have to either modify this somehow or make a new bracket, and that's a problem that's my next problem I have to solve. So if I can sum up, what is building a kit car all about? It's about solving problems. You have to take them one at a time. There's lots of people on the forum to give you advice and get their opinions, and it really is a lot of fun, and it's a great sense of accomplishment, when you have a problem and you figure out how to get around it, and then you move on to the next step. Okay, so thanks for watching, and stay tuned. See ya. Bye.